Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Brittany and I am an organization enthusiast. However, I am not a professional. And today we're going to talk about the tips from real professional organizers who do this for a living and see what kind of secrets and gems we can find. Because I will say this, some of these tips are actually like mind-blowing to me, so brilliant, really changed my perspective. So I hope you guys will find this interesting. So anyway, with all of that said, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you are new. I would love to have you. I do videos on organizing, cleaning, home hacks, lots of different fun topics. So let's go ahead and just get started. So the first tip comes from Beth Penn from the Be Neato Bar. And she talks about going clutter blind. That is basically clutter in our life that we don't even notice anymore because we're so used to it. So her method, which I think is so smart, is to go into your space and take a picture of it or a video. Then look at that picture and that will give you a different perspective and the better ability to judge, is this space cluttered? Do I need to rearrange some things? Do I need to reorganize? I know this tip works because when I went into my mom's crazy hoarder room, I did the video of it, I showed my mom, and that was the moment she realized that room was cluttered. Up until that point, she was so used to it, she didn't even realize what a disaster it was. The next tip also comes from Beth Penn, and she recommends 3 things that you always keep in your purse to be organized at all times. The first is a cord taco. I had never heard this term before, but I actually already had these, and they're little cord wranglers that you can use to tie up loose cords so they're not everywhere in your bag. Number 2 is a portable phone charger, which, crazy enough, I don't own a portable phone charger. Like, how did I get to 2020 without a portable charger? I don't know. But in an emergency, you always want extra power. And number 3 is the app called Scannable. And this is an app, I believe it's for iPhone and Android, where you can just take a quick picture of your receipts or documents and keep them stored digitally. And this is so smart, especially for someone like me. I'm self-employed, so I have to keep track of all of my receipts. Now, because I have that app on my phone, I just buy something for business, take the picture, and it's stored away digitally and nice and organized. Next up is a tip from an organizer called Sina Turner, and her tip is to institute a mandatory house reset before lunch and dinner. And she likes calling a cleanup reset instead of cleanup because cleaning up implies just making something look pretty, whereas saying a reset implies that you're actually putting things away and you're resetting it to its original clean state where everything's in its place. She emphasizes that you should definitely get your kids involved from a young age. It is not your job to clean up after them. They get involved with the reset before lunch and dinner. My only slight modification I would make to this is do it after lunch and after dinner because me personally, my blood sugar is pretty low right before I eat, so I don't have that energy that I need. After I eat, I'm energized, I'm feeling good. Step number 4, also from Sina Turner, is file, don't pile. Even though paperwork is becoming more and more obsolete, there are still important items that we need to keep: bills, tax documents, things like that. And she argues that if you stack your paperwork vertically, it makes it so much easier to see and sort through than if it's in a big pile. And the way that I do it is I have these accordion files. You can buy these anywhere now, Amazon, Target, even the dollar store. This to me gives me the best of both worlds because I can store it flat, but when I need to actually use it and go through the paperwork, it's vertical and very easy for me to flip through. Tip number 5 is from Linda Sanders of the company Oh So Organized. And her tip is implementing something called the first 5 rule. And that is spend the first 5 minutes when you walk in the house from anywhere, putting your stuff away, kind of tidying up. And I think this is so brilliant because if you really think about it, those first 5 minutes is really when most of the mess accumulates. You get in the door, you just kind of want to throw your bag down, throw your coat, throw your shoes off, and the mess begins. So if you just kind of own those first 5 minutes, think about it, be intentional, and put your things away right when you walk in the door, it's gonna prevent mess. Next up is a tip from Anne Sullivan of Anne Sullivan Inc. And she has a tip for closet organization. She says that the average person wears 20% of their clothes 80% of the time. When I really think about it, I mean, for me, it's probably 10% of my clothes 90% of the time. I mean, let's be real. I'm always wearing leggings and some kind of comfortable t-shirt. That's just how I live my life. So her tip is to edit your closet every season. And as you are decluttering, removing things, think to yourself the 20-80 rule. What am I really wearing? Because really only 20% of the things in your closet are you likely to be wearing a majority of the time. So focus on those items that you actually wear, and those are the things you want to keep in your closet. This next tip comes from an organizer named Jeffrey Phillip. He has a method for stopping clutter before it starts by asking yourself a few key questions before you buy anything new. 1, do I have space for this item? Do I really need this item? And how often am I really going to use this? What I'm gonna do is actually write those down, put them in my phone, and really try to think about that before I get anything new. Because he says if you can just be more cognizant of the things you buy, you are curating items into your home that really belong and that are really gonna add value, instead of just mindlessly picking things up that are ultimately just gonna be clutter in your home. Next up is a tip from Sharon Lowenheim of the company Organizing Goddess Inc., which let's just take a moment because that's an amazing name. She says, instead of multitasking, we need to commit to unitasking, doing one thing at a time, being hyper-focused, getting that thing done and doing it well. I'm usually like the queen of multitasking, but when you really think about it, it's never that efficient. If you can just do one thing at a time and focus, you'll get it done faster, because switching your brain between tasks takes energy, takes time, and you're so much more likely to get distracted. So what I'm committing to doing right now is, while I edit this video that you're watching, I'm just gonna sit down and actually edit this video and do nothing else. So let me know down in the comments below, what is a task that you can commit to focusing on in unitasking instead of multitasking? The next tip is also from Sharon, and this may be one of my favorites from this entire video, and it is, let your space define how much you can own. So for example, let's say your makeup, you have 2 drawers in your bathroom, and that is the amount of makeup that you are allowed to have. And if you have any more that doesn't fit into that drawer, that means you have to let something else go so it can still fit into that space. Instead of expanding your space for more stuff, you make your new things fit into the existing space that you have. The last tip coming in today is from me, because at this point, you know what? I just consider myself a professional. I've done enough organizing. I certified myself. I have 2 tips for email organization that I've been doing for years that are total game changers for me. The first is something called unroll.me. I will put a link to it down below. It's probably the #1 thing that I continually get asked about. I mentioned it a few years ago. You go on this website, log into your email, and it will pull up a list, a shocking list of the number of things you are currently subscribed to. Probably 85% of them are without your knowledge. Like, I'm looking at this list, how, who, what? So you can just, at a click of a button, unsubscribe from hundreds of things at the same time. So that's kind of part A of the tip. Part B of the tip is a little something that I did where I created a filter in Gmail. So you go here, create filter, and I filter for the word unsubscribe, because 95% of marketing emails somewhere on the bottom are legally required to have a link to unsubscribe. So what that's going to do is it's going to filter out all of your emails that are for marketing purposes. But instead of deleting those emails, what I do is I put them into a folder, which I call marketing emails, because I actually like having these emails, because sometimes, if I want to buy some clothes for Carter from Old Navy, I like to search through my email and see if there's any kind of current promotion. But I don't want those emails cluttering up my inbox, in my face, tempting me to buy things that I don't really need. If I want to search them out, they're here in the folder, but they're not clogging my inbox. All right, so those are 10 new tips from professional organizers that I think are so smart, so clever, and if you can really implement these, can make a big impact on how you're organizing your space, organizing your life, keeping clutter out. And I would love if you guys could do me a quick favor, leave me a comment down below. Let me know right now at this current moment in time, What is your number one organization challenge that you are facing in your home, in your life? Write it down below because that's gonna help inspire me for new videos of the best ways that I am able to help you in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned. I do have a weekly vlog coming up later this week, so I'll give you more little pregnancy update. We're gonna do some shopping for baby girl, nursery design, lots of fun stuff. A lot of you have been asking me how the pregnancy is going and all of that, so that will be in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new here and you watched all the way to the end of the video. I'm also going to have my playlist of all my organization videos down below. And if you're kind of feeling overwhelmed and you're looking for a place to start, I did a video called How to Organize Anything in 5 Steps. And that's kind of the beginner's guide to organizing literally anything. So I'll also have that video down below. With all of that said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye.